So we noticed that a lot of artists, so Nicki put out Queen, Travis put out Astroworld, so they're bundling album sales with merch and tour tickets, and we've seen people do this in the past, but it's becoming more and more of a thing, so let's roll this clip.
I'm curious about the whole Nicki thing with her tour and like adding the album with the ticket. Like, is that considered cheating with the album sales, or is it not? Because I'm mad confused about that.
Thank you, Lawrence. That's like your second really dope question for Everyday Struggle. So you guys remember a few years back, 2013?
I hope that all our audience members get as insightful and start thinking about things.
This is literally the second question.
Yeah, that was a
give
good
us really dope questions that we can like actually talk about,
I'm sorry.
When Jay dropped Magna Carta, Holy Grail, remember he did the partnership with Samsung, so I believe did it go platinum immediately? Something like that. So I feel like we saw that on a huge scale, but now more and more artists are doing this. What do you guys think? Is this quote unquote cheating, or is this just...
I don't think it's cheating, but I feel like we spoke about this, like Nipsey Hussle and what he did with the $100 album. I think people are taking that and trying to amplify that into mainstream. Now, when Nipsey did it, it was more like a personable like thing, because you came to the meet and greet, you spent the $100 because everybody's like $100 album. He's like, no, you don't only get the $100 album, you get the album signed by me.
Right.
You get a hat and a shirt. And your receipt for the album is a ticket to the show, right? So it was a whole bundle package. But now it's like...
And that felt innovative, and people wanted to support him. Remember Jay-Z buying
absolutely,
copies?
but $10,000
When
worth.
did Nipsey do that?
Nipsey did that. That was like 2014 or 2000. Yeah, I think it was right after like the Magna Carta, because Magna Carta Holy Grail was 2013.
Yeah.
I think it was like 2014 Nipsey did that.
Okay.
Right.
That's about right. But yeah, so let's talk Nicki, for example. We talked about her sale. She's estimated to do, what, 150, 155K. For her, we think that's not necessarily a huge opening week. So she's been putting out more and more merch. She's bundling it with concert tickets. And then she also just added Fifi to her album, which you pointed out, Academics, which is interesting. Tell us your take on this.
Hey, if y'all really want to know, man, this is it. Well, it's twofold. By the way, and salute to all the bars, we love you, but let's just embrace reality. Nicki's album sales do not look good, okay? And she is employing methods that I'm not against, by the way, because I feel like other people have used them and we don't kill those people, so I'm not going to kill Nicki for it.
Because let's include Travis in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But Nicki's sales were looking rather thin. From what I was hearing, Nicki was...
For Nicki?
Yeah, I was hearing Nicki was projected to do on the low end of 100, like 120, right? This is pre-Fifi. This is pre all of that. She gets on a song, buzz gets up a little bit more, because she don't got no hit song. Like, let's call a spade, right? Yeah. She don't got no hit song coming into this album.
And Fifi went platinum pretty quick.
That's helped bolstering her attention stream, and she's all these algorithms that's moving on these platforms. And then, of course, the album drops. We all know Travis Scott, which, by the way, a report came out yesterday. Travis Scott did $250,000 in merch sales, which got added to his sales. Think about that. $250,000 in merch. And so Nicki announced some merch stuff. She added that on. She added Fifi, which is a feature song, to her album. And overall, this is it, right? It's these companies playing a streaming war with each other, and this is why you have to take it, you gotta take it with a grain of salt, all these numbers, because they could manipulate them just like that. Like, so I was really speaking to a couple of people yesterday about how this works. Because I'm like, yo, how is this working? Like, how is this going to really manifest in the end result? Because with Magna Carta Holy Grail, as you mentioned, right? Samsung bought 1 million, right?
Yeah.
However, Jay didn't do 1 million first week. He went platinum off of those sales, but they didn't count in the numbers. He sold like 100 and something or 200.
Because this was pre-streaming.
Yeah.
Exactly.
These were very different.
Now, what people are doing is, the record labels, they're wholesale buying. Like for Travis, I hear they wholesale bought like either like 100 or 200,000 copies of the album, and all they do is just package them and just give them out for free, which is different from how they used to do it before, where they would give you a code, like say with Magna Carta Holy Grail, right?
Yeah.
They give you a code and you'd have to literally go and redeem it, right? So you would have to redeem it and then they will count those. By the way, Lil Pump is doing it for his upcoming tour. Trippy's doing it now. Trippy's doing it. No, Pump is doing it with tour tickets.
So this is the standard.
Well,
at this
Trippie
point.
is doing it now with merch. Travis Scott again releasing new merch. Nicki Minaj got like 3 lines of merch coming out.
Well, since we're talking about that, there's a word that we're forgetting, which is recoupment, right? That's what I think of when I see all of this, and how like somewhat of how the 360 deal comes into play. Because when people get these deals, right, they're trying to get their ROI on. So how are we gonna get the money back? I'm pretty sure that Nicki probably has no budget, right? And what I mean by that is that because she's such a big artist, she could just spend what she wants. She could go studio in. Like nobody's gonna say that from the label, nah, you can't go in the studio today, right? So over the past 4 years, I'm pretty sure for us to get Queen, it's probably been a few versions of Queen that's been recorded. It's like we've seen a lot of songs like with the No Frauds, all of that was probably recorded, mixed, mastered, money spent on, and then they came out and didn't perform well. So now it's like, okay, how can we get, now that the sales is low, how can we get right? So that's just my take. I'm thinking that they're probably going in and saying, all right, put the Fifi song on there, like package this, because 6ix9ine is not putting it on his project, no time soon, right? But why not give her that? Throw in the merch sales is gonna boost it up, but it's all to get the.
So if you're signing a new artist, right? Is this something you're already baking into their deal, or you only figure this out
makes the 360 look better.
No,
low key.
But see,
and she said she's not in the 360,
well,
right?
a lot
that
of
she
people
was pressured but didn't have to do it.
The thing about it's a lot of different. Every deal is like very, very, very particular. It's almost like a social security number. Everybody has their own version of it, but they're similar, right? So a lot of deals, you got to look at the artist's strong points. If it's an artist that has absolutely no social engagement, no record, then you're not going to get a really high advance. People are just like, all right, we're going to give you some bread because we believe in what it is. Go create, go build, right? Then you have a lot of artists who may come in like, and I don't know Juice WRLD's deal. I'm just saying this off of like knowing how some of these deals work. They'll throw everything in the world at you, all the money. But when you look at what you're getting in on the back end with your ancillary income, which is your money you make outside of the music. So it's like, okay, you got a sneaker deal, we need a point on that, right? You get shirts, we need a point on that. That's how they're collecting back off of the money that they invested into you. You know, so it depends on the artist that you're dealing with.
Right. Okay, so this makes sense. So we're going to see more and more of this. So we're not calling it cheating, it's just business at this point.
It's business, but I mean, like, to Ax's point about, like, you know, the sales coming in very low, like, I'm not against it either, but you just don't, we never seen this from a Nicki because we used to her coming out and just going straight to #1 without no comp, really.
Right.
Yeah, flat out, if Nicki's not #1 in her first week, which she won't be #1 in her second week, if she drops an album called Queen and doesn't hit #1, that's embarrassing. So yes, they're doing all type of maneuvers. I'm not mad at it. All I would say to other artists is that you guys should take note on what's going on here, especially you 360 niggas. And all y'all merch should be really packaged. Like if there's a marketing campaign meant for the album, might as well drop merch then. You get me?
Yeah,
and also drop it strategically that it gets counted, because what it is that we are in the information age. Fans are looking at numbers and they can't wait to say you flopped.
Yeah.
They can't wait to clown you, act like it's over. So again, while it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors and you can manipulate it, and let's not act like niggas wasn't manipulating when it was mostly
absolutely,
CDs.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Companies was buying them and all that. So there was a lot of manipulation then too. It's gonna be manipulation. You get me? The only thing that shows for Nicki in my as far as how I look at it is that it looks a little bit desperate. But I'm not mad at it, because if she came out doing 120, I would be killing her for a week.
So right now, what is it, 155? You said she jumped a little bit, right?
Yeah, low-key, I think she'll probably hit around 200, but I expect her to beat Travis Scott. Republic, UMG, they got all their chips on Nicki. I mean, listen, they're arguing right now if Fifi, which is a 6ix9ine song, will be counted for her album from Monday to Friday or like Wednesday and Thursday. They're trying to figure out when it will be actually all those streaming sales. And by the way, Fifi is like a #4 song in the country.
It's huge.
Yeah,
So you add all those streams to Nicki's album.
That makes a big difference.
That's crazy.
Wow. In the 9th hour, I didn't know you could jump in so late and decide to add it to boost
Yeah, I
the
mean,
sales.
now you could do, because before when you used to add songs or take a song off, like if you would have like a, I remember one time on iTunes, I misspelled something that I submitted, and the song was misspelled like by a letter or something. just to change a letter, and this is 4 years ago, just to change a letter, that shit took the project down for like 6 hours, right? Because you can't just go into the system and just manually do it like that. So I mean, shit is different now with the technology they got. They could just throw stuff in quickly. That's why albums come out so frequently. You don't have to meet certain deadlines and all of that now, you know?
And by the way, I just want everybody to be aware of the title finesse, because we know title.
You still have this title.
There's a title finesse going to happen. Watch, this week will be talked about a lot. Nicki just announced some new shit talking about y'all could use a free download code to download my album off Tidal. And watch all those fucking free downloads count in sales. And
I'm all for Tidal.
It's gonna be some fugazi ass number like, yo, 300,000 downloaded for free off Tidal. Watch.
I'm down. I'm down for all the Tidal stuff, man. Come on.
I rock with Tidal. I'm just saying that their numbers.
I rock with Tidal. I have friends over there.
Their numbers just be looking funny in the light.
I can't with you sometimes, man.